It's our Week 11 pick show. We got 5 games against the spread here in the NFL. Biggest matchup of the week, New England at Indianapolis. You want to know who's going to win? Tune in. One of those teams are my pick of the week.
Welcome to the Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? It's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans. I'm here with Johnny Parlay for our Week 11 pick show. You're listening to the spread. How you doing, Parlay?
Not too bad. Not too good.
Picks are struggling a little, but you'll get there.
Well, I got to here to help the people out. I'm not doing that.
You got to pick it up.
Pick it up,
You
indeed.
get it? Did you get the pun?
I get it.
All right.
Pun intended. Very nice.
I like that pun. First game we're going to talk about is Detroit at Arizona. This is a little bit more of an intriguing matchup with Carson Palmer out and Drew Stanton in now.
He's hot.
Megatron is back for Detroit, so that helps out. Arizona is 2-0 straight up and against the spread the last 2 years versus Detroit. Both games were at Arizona. One of those 2 games went over. The over-under here is only 41.5. The line's -2. This trend looks like it could keep going this way. Who knows? Another interesting stat here, Arizona is 7-1 against the spread and straight up against Detroit at home since 1992. So that's a long winning streak for Arizona against Detroit.
Everything is going the Cardinals' way this year.
Everything except Carson Palmer blowing out his ACL 3 days after they give him a $50 million contract.
Good point. Everything but losing your starting quarterback, but maybe we'll keep going their way and they'll keep trucking with a backup. Is he a glorified second stringer or is he a not too good first stringer?
Drew Stanton was a second-round pick by Detroit, I believe it was. He came out of Michigan State. He was thought to have almost enough talent maybe to make it in the NFL, but be more of a system quarterback, not necessarily a franchise guy who's going to take you to the promised land, but somebody you could put in there maybe as a stopgap, maybe as a solid veteran backup, somebody that can help a younger guy learn. He's 30 years old. He doesn't really have a lot of starting experience in the NFL. He was 2-1 this year for Arizona while Palmer was out early in the season. The team likes him.
Yeah.
From what I hear, my sources tell me that the locker room's rallying behind him.
He's been pulling it together for them this year. I mean, like I said, Arizona, there's very few flaws with this team. I don't see much wrong with them.
8-1, they have the best record in the league. The one thing that does scare me about Stanton is he is only completing 49% of his passes, and that's not going to get it done in the NFL.
Half the time.
Not over the long term, anyway.
Half the time, it works every time. So we'll see what he does this week, but I'm betting against him. I'm taking Detroit. I like Detroit. All their weapons are back. You got the Stafford to Megatron connection working.
All day.
And I think that's going to continue. I think it's going to be high scoring. I don't know what this absurd 41.5 is. I don't know where you got that, Jim. Maybe at bettheunder.com. But that's super low. I'm going to go Detroit. And if you're feeling frisky, throw the over in there. But I wouldn't do it because I'm saying it. So I'm sticking with Detroit. Looks like an over game also, though.
Well, you want to know why it's so low. Detroit only gives up 15.8 points per game, and Arizona only gives up 18.9 points per game this year. So that's why you get a 41.5 over-under.
Right.
Both teams are playing great defense. I believe Detroit's number 1 overall in defense. Surprisingly, they're only putting up 20 points on offense. Megatron's been hurt. Reggie Bush has been hurt, so I guess maybe that's not too surprising.
Right.
But with Megatron back, I could see it going over maybe.
Couple Stafford Detron long ones, and that's going over. That's going to be probably at low 20s after the first half, I would think.
I think a safe bet would be either team and an over teaser. Either team probably win you the game.
Can't argue with that.
Can't argue with that. Well, what's Arizona? They're 4-1 against the spread at home, and
4-2 next week.
3-1 as the favorite against the spread.
3-2 next week.
Detroit's only 5-4 against the spread. All the stats point to Arizona. Everything says they're going to win this game, but you know what?
That's when you don't take Arizona.
I'm going with Detroit, just like my man Johnny Parlay over here. And our boy Jay Dash over there in the booth, who will give me the finger if I make him come on the mic, he's going to take Detroit, I think, also this week.
Jay Dash, the man behind the show.
The brains behind the spread.
So, stick with him.
What was did you watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when you were a kid?
I did.
Do you remember the villain that was a brain inside the body?
I do. I don't remember
What was his name? Crag? Crane. Was it Crane? We're going to change Dash's name to Crane because he's the brains behind the spread.
Brains
so
behind
Crane.
the glass.
He's the brains behind the glass. That's right. And I think Crane had some glass there maybe.
Yeah. Turtles. Michelangelo by far coolest turtle. I bet on that. That's the
should-
only bet I get right.
Did you see the new Turtles movie yet?
No, I don't get out and about to see too many movies. I am an adult.
Wasn't
I
too
don't-
bad. I
don't know
watched it
about
at
you.
home, man. I streamed it online on my big screen.
Oh, okay. And then what after that? Did you watch some Scooby-Doo? Power Rangers?
No,
What else?
I went to bed because I had to work in the morning.
Oh, okay. Responsible adult. I
Yeah.
use that term loosely.
I can watch a movie from 7 to 9. I think that's safe.
A kid's movie.
All right, moving on.
Yes, move it to the next
Moving
game.
from movies back to football here. We got the Bengals going down to New Orleans. They're going to get some crawfish and some other of that weird food they eat down there on
Yeah.
Bourbon Street that I can't
Bayou.
quite pronounce.
Bayou food.
Saints are -7. The over-under is 50.5. That's a little closer to what an over-under should be in an NFL game.
Yeah, with two terrible teams. Not when you have Drew Brees playing. Should be at 54.5, I think.
The biggest thing about this game for Pittsburgh fans is the Bengals are 5-3-1 on the year, and they're second in our division behind Cleveland, who's sitting at 6-3. The Steelers are 6-4. They haven't had their bye week yet, but they need Cincinnati to lose this game to gain another ground and move up to second place. So this is a big matchup. Pittsburgh fans, you should be really interested in this game. They haven't played each other in the last 3 years, so there's not really a lot to tell you about any matchups. I know the Saints at home are 1-1 straight up and against the spread against the Bengals since 1992. So that's it. 2 games at home since
Irrelevance.
92.
That's all irrelevance.
Right.
At this point,
Totally
you just
different
gotta,
players, different era of football. It doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Just got to go with your gut on this one.
We got to go with this year's stats.
This year's stats, and the Saints don't look that great this year.
Not really.
Therefore, I'm going with the Bengals.
The Saints are 4-5 on the year and 4-5 against the spread, and surprisingly, at sub 500 record, they're leading their division. This is something we're going to get into in our Friday Night Insight. A team leading the division under 500 kind of sucks. It makes the NFL look a little more cheap than it really is. The Bengals are 5-3-1 on the year. They are 4-4-1 against the spread. They're putting up points, but they're giving up a lot of points. 23.4 game. They're 2-1 against the spread as the underdog. So that's kind of important for you, I guess.
Kind
Hopeful.
of. What are you
You're
feeling?
taking
So what are
Cincinnati?
you feeling? The Saints then?
Well, I'm taking the Saints. I think they're going to kind of blow up in this game. They're going to come back to what they should be. The Bengals are really struggling. I didn't think they were much to do at the beginning of the year like everybody else. They win early. They lose late. They lose in the playoffs. New Orleans is putting up almost 28 points a game. They are only 1-2 against the spread as the favorite, between 3.5 and 9.5 points. So when there's a big line, they kind of struggle against the spread, but I'm going with it. Not really a lot of injuries for New Orleans. The Saints have Giovanni Bernard. He's downgraded to doubtful with that hip injury. He's got that old man hip syndrome.
Oh, yeah. They
We're
got
gonna
the hurdle.
Yeah, we'll have to
The
get
hurdle
Brandon down there maybe to fix him, but not really because I hate Cincinnati, so that's probably a bad idea.
Hey, Brandon, he's got to do the Hippocratic Oath. He's got to help at all times whenever necessary.
That's only if he works for Cincinnati. He works for Delaware, luckily.
Okay, so
But I'm taking the Saints. You're taking the Bengals.
J Dash taking the Bengals.
Dash agreeing with you, taking the Bengals.
I'm
So
sticking with J Dash. He got a 7-9 record on the year, so I'm hoping to, ride the coattails and get maybe to, I don't know, 400% by the end of the season.
Crane.
500's that's a pipe dream.
Crane really knows what he's talking about in there.
He's on it. Next game,
He's probably going to stab me when we come out of here.
what are we feeling next? You want to do Vikings Bears or you want to do Philly Green Bay?
We'll go with your pick of the week, Philly at Green Bay.
Pick of the week, which if you listen to the Friday night show, you'll hear me talk all about it.
Love them picks of the week.
Love them picks of the week, but this is just a regular old pick for this segment.
Green Bay -6.
Green
over
Bay.
under. Guess what the over under is?
I would hope it'd be like 61.5.
54.5.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect?
NFL baby, they love those overs.
Oh, yeah, and they can't ever go over 55. It'd be absurd. It'd be ludicrous.
Well, the Eagles are 1-0 straight up and against the spread at Green Bay the last 3 seasons. So that's one game. I don't know if you
Lambeau.
want to give that a lot of
Can't
weight.
come into Lambeau and win.
It's not like it used to be with Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers loses a little bit more at Green Bay than he did. The Packers are 5-3 straight up against Philly at Green Bay since '92. But Philly is 5-3 against the spread in those games. So the Packers are winning the game straight up, but Philly's still covering.
Well, not this time, even though that is a lot. 6, that's a touchdown with a muffed extra point.
Muffed extra
and you know
point.
how many times a muffed extra point happens? What, like 1 out of 100 maybe?
Well, that's why they're trying to get rid of the extra point.
So, but I've seen about 100 made, so I'm thinking they'll muff one here. I'm thinking like 31-26. Was that even covered? No. Make it 31-24.
All right. Make sure you win so your pick wins.
Yeah, 31-24 Green Bay, no problem. Easy. It's probably going to be snowing up there. Just a great atmosphere for football. Aaron Rodgers, he's been pretty solid the last few weeks, and he's probably going to keep it up. He almost set a record there last Sunday night.
Yeah, 6 touchdowns in one half. That's pretty big.
Yeah, well, it's easy in this day and age of the NFL. I think you could probably go out there and throw a couple TDs in this NFL with
bombing them downfield.
Yeah, might as well just throw up a cannoli up into the air and hope it gets pass interference called.
Dude, one year when we were playing our Turkey Bowl, I threw a bomb to Dash, and he scored a touchdown, but I think he got laid out in the end zone as he caught it, and now his chest makes this awful popping noise. Like every time he stands up, it sounds like a lid shot off a champagne bottle.
Dang.
First time I thought he was going to have a heart attack when it happened. It scared the shit out of me.
Is it unnecessary roughness call there?
No, there was no unnecessary roughness. We played for keeps.
Well,
He was a man about it. He finished the game.
yeah.
I think he retired after that game, but that's understandable when your chest makes that awful noise.
Well, what did that make your lifetime TD to interception ratio? Was that 1-12 now?
It's probably more like 1-40, but that's
Oh, okay. Well, you got one. You got one in.
that's right.
Bruno Field.
It was tough.
I think I saw a plaque up there. Bruno
Bad
Field.
weather. That's right. I was the leader of that Turkey Bowl for 16 years.
Heck
Moving on to real
yeah.
football. Green Bay's also my pick and Dash's pick. The Packers are 6-3 on the year.
Clean sweep. I'm going
Phillies-
with Green Bay too.
Philly's 7-2, but that's not the same team. They don't have Nick Foles. I don't think the butt fumble is going to continue to have success like he did last week. He didn't even really have that good of a game. People kind of overinflated his performance.
Yeah, it's a fluke, right?
Yeah, it's a fluke. He's the butt fumble. Aaron Rodgers is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Green Bay's one of the best teams at home. They've lost to Seattle, Detroit, and New Orleans this year, so it's not like they've lost to slack teams.
Yeah, Sanchez, he's the toast of the town right now. They're loving him in Philly, but you know how quickly they turn on a winner.
Yeah, he'll be getting cheesesteaks thrown at him next week.
Yeah, who knows what kind of fumble he'll do this week. He already did the butt fumble. I don't know what's left, but
Well, he ran into Kim Kardashian and fumbled the ball, too. Did you see that?
I seen that. How could you miss that?
That was hilarious.
I mean, you're not missing that. A lot of people are fumbling off that.
I'd fumble.
Yeah, you'd fumble. You wouldn't know what to do with that.
I'd fumble something.
Yeah, you'd fumble your wits.
Maybe. Doesn't matter as long as I fumbled something.
And what are we doing? What game now?
We're going to the Vikings at Bears. Chicago is favored by 2.5. Over-under's 46.5 in this game. This is my boy Dash's pick of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Think we can get him in here?
Well, he's pretty unstoppable on picks of the week.
I don't know if he's going to come in. I think he's saying no, but I can't hear him because there's soundproof glass between us.
He's busy on the board.
He's busy on the board.
Research.
He's probably just pushing those buttons over there to make himself look busy so he doesn't have to come in here.
Research and development.
The Vikings are 3-1 against the spread versus the Bears in the last 3 years. The Bears are 2-2 straight up against Minnesota the last 3 years. So the Bears are winning 2. The Vikings are covering. Vikings looking a little bit more safe pick here. 3 of those 4 games went under. One of the few times that you can say these games are going under. It's at Chicago. It's getting later in the year. It's cold. The Bears quarterback, Jay Cutler's playing like garbage. Bridgewater's a young guy.
Is he not the most miserable looking dude you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah.
That guy, he just looks like such a wuss. Like
I hate him. I've never liked Jay Cutler.
You just gotta... I don't know what that guy.
I never understood why everybody was so enamored with him when he came out of college. Oh, he's got a big arm and he throws the ball hard. So
no
what?
idea. The guy just has the look on his face like, I don't want to be here.
He's not a leader of an NFL football team. I would not want to be in his huddle. I'd just probably punt kick him right in the balls and walk away.
I don't see how you could call that guy a team leader. I would make fun of him, and he could probably kick my butt, but I'd make fun of him right to his face.
He'd probably just cry. He wouldn't kick your butt. He looks like a little bitch.
He looks like he's on the verge. I mean, what can you say? He doesn't look like a leader. He don't look like the strapping individual like Peyton Manning.
Nope.
Now, there's a leader.
Well, when your forehead's that big, you have to be a good leader or else everybody will just make fun of you.
Yeah, you can't get out and lead in front of that. There's too much glare. You ain't seeing nothing. You gotta let Peyton lead the way, not Jay Cutler. Even though we all think he's gonna lead the way this week.
I don't know.
Good talk on the dude, and then we're gonna take the Bears. I'm feeling the Bears minus 2.5. Vikings just, I don't know. This might be my least confident pick of this segment, but I'm gonna go Bears just because the Vikings don't look like a great team at all.
The Vikings are 4-5. The Bears are 3-6. The Vikings are starting a rookie quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. As much as Cutler has been garbage the last couple weeks, he can probably be better than Bridgewater. The Vikings defense has given up 22.1 points per game. I think the Bears offense can take advantage of that. Brandon Marshall has been upgraded to probable for Sunday's game. He has an ankle injury. Nothing really keeps Marshall out of the game. It's got to be pretty serious.
His attitude keeps him out of the game. That's
maybe.
about it.
He's actually been a good player, a good community
I don't blame
involved.
the dude for his attitude. I like his attitude. He needs to call out Jake Cutler. He needs to say, I want a real quarterback.
I think the Bears offense has a big week. I think their defense shores up a little bit and they stop giving up over 30 points a game. They had 2 weeks where they got blown out and the other team scored 50-plus points, so that's going to skew that stat. The Bears get it together at home. They win this game. They cover.
Go Bears. Bears at home. Why not? Can you not take the Bears at home? You got to
You
take
used to
them.
you would never not take the Bears minus 2.5 at home, but this is a different Bears team. But I still got enough confidence that I think they're going to pull it off. And that's also what Dash thinks, I believe, because I think he took the Bears,
Like I
didn't he?
said, I'm not going to stray from Dash this week. Get my record back on track, or at least go 3-2 for a change.
I think he's wearing a Bears tassel cap. I can't see that far.
Loves the Bears.
Loves him. I think Mike Ditka is also his uncle. Remember how Bruce Arians, he's related to Arians?
He's got an
I think
eclectic family.
Yeah, he's related to Ditka, too.
Yeah, Big Mike.
He knows everybody, man.
Big Mike is from around here, so.
That's right. When
Well,
you,
no, this
when
Jay
you know
Dash.
Dash, you know everybody.
I think he's got some family lifelines we don't know about. Who else? Who else does he know?
I don't know. It don't hit my mind when we come across them.
Does he know Tom Brady? Does he know Andrew Luck?
I think he knows Giselle because I think he was dating her before Brady.
That's
what I heard.
Good lord.
And then he dumped her because she wasn't good enough. So then
Right.
she ran to Brady.
Well,
You know.
a downgrade
We know
for
how that
her.
happened. Well, obviously.
Clear downgrade.
Yeah, Dash is better than Brady.
Well, who's going to win the battle of the two best quarterbacks? Well, not the best because you got Peyton there, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Andrew Luck, Tom Brady looks pretty great this year. He's coming to play as of late. They started slow, but they're on a roll. And Indy's just been clutch all year. I think it's going to be a great game.
You got the Patriots going into Indianapolis. The Colts are favored by 3. Big over-under here, 57.5.
Big, but not big enough.
Big, but not big enough.
Should be about 62.5. I'm thinking it's going to be 35-28. All touchdowns. These teams aren't going to go for no field goals. Third down comes up, they don't not make first. And if it gets to fourth, they're going for it.
Big points here. Brady's been on fire. Andrew Luck's always on fire, especially at home. Both teams average over 30 points a game. And New England only gives up 22 points a game. The Colts only give up 23 points a game. Just throw that out the window. It's all offense. It's all Brady. It's all Luck. They'll probably both throw 5 touchdowns. There's going to be huge points in this game.
The number of shotgun formations is going to be 3 to 4 toward anything else. I don't even see why you'd line up under your center in this game. 3 out of 4 plays is going to be out of the shotgun.
It's going to be huck it, chuck it football.
Huck it, chuck it, throw it down the field, completion, first down, touchdown, all day.
Touchdown.
But I'm going to go Indy in this one. I think that they're going to play great at home. They have an off week last week. They soaked up the sun. I don't know
Relaxed
what they
a
did.
little.
Relaxed, got ready for this week. Andrew Luck, I imagine he didn't relax. He was probably prepping. You got to count on Andrew Luck here. He's going to be feeling it. And this is a test for him. He wants to dethrone Brady. He already dethroned Peyton this year.
He didn't dethrone Roethlisberger.
Well, that's because he ain't on no throne. He de-toilet seated him. Took him off a toilet seat.
Rough.
But
Where's that wah sound effect after that one?
Either way, it's all Indy this week, even though I'm going to stray from the producer here. Because what, you guys going New England?
Dash is taking New England. You got the Patriots are 7-2 on the year. The Colts are 6-3. One of the losses, big loss to Pittsburgh when they came to town. The Colts are 7-2 against the spread, and New England's only 5-4. So if you're looking at those stats, Indy might be the safer pick. They both put up big points. We already said that. Both teams have 7 games that went over and only 2 games went under. And the Colts are 4-1 against the spread this year when the line's +3 to -3. All that said, I'm still taking New England. I think Brady comes into town. I think he's still got Andrew Luck's number. Luck's still too young to really know what it takes to win big games in the NFL. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he shows me that I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I think Brady comes in, and I think I'm going to take New England over teaser. So that means I got New England here at +10. and 52.5.
So when those both lose, does that count as 2 losses for you?
No,
So you
unless
could go,
it counts as 2 wins.
You could potentially. Okay, you got me. I was gonna say you could potentially go 0-6 this week, but we'll
If
just
you want me to
call
go 6-0 and climb even further ahead of you,
We'll call it 1-4.
you think I'm going to go 1-4? That's what everybody said last week. And what did I do? I went 4-1. What did you do?
I forget. Let's
I
move
think
on.
you went 1-4.
Show's over,
That's
folks.
right. Yes, the stats don't lie, friends. I'm 19-21 on the year. I started off slow. I gave you some bad advice. I felt bad. I hit the books. I did some research. I cracked that internet. 19-21 on the year. I'm really pulling it up. What's Dash? 7-9 on the year?
7-9. That's a good looking
That's not bad. He only picks games that he really feels. He's not a big picker. He doesn't pick
he's
mass.
going with
It's all about
everything.
quality over quantity for him.
But this week he's going with everything.
Please believe. Well, that's
So-
because I bugged him and I told him I wanted him to pick it. So he
Let's get
eventually
him to
just got
12
annoyed.
Let's get him to 12-9, and we'll have our first over 500 picker.
Please believe.
I would just like to say you made me pick like 15 of those games.
What?
I have 2 picks of the week. You're saying I wait for quality picks. You made me pick all 9 of those losses.
I didn't make you pick anything.
Fired up. That's Jay Dash jumping over the console and telling you what's up. So
His Bears hat flew off. I think Ditka's number and address was inside of there. Maybe we
Yeah.
should pick it up.
Uncle Mike, it said on the tag.
Uncle Mike. It might have been a hand-me-down. He was probably wearing it during the Bears Super Bowl.
Either way, people, is what you're going to be hearing all weekend if you listen to this show.
Please believe. Follow us on Twitter at bet_the_spread. Check out our Facebook page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You want to win some games? All you got to do is listen.
Happy football watching.
Believe it.